You ever notice how we're more loyal to the actors than the characters? Henry Cavill leaves The Witcher and suddenly we're ready to burn Netflix to the ground. Liam Hemsworth shows up and we're like, who is this guy and why is he ruining my life? But here's the twist. Season 4 is actually good. Better than Season 2 or 3, which feels impossible, but here we are. This is Frameshift. If you like getting way too emotional about TV shows, you're in the right place. Netflix replaced their lead actor after 3 seasons, and the show didn't implode. It got fun again. Not perfect, not redeemed, but fun. The kind of fun where you stop caring about the discourse and start enjoying the chaos. And that's the weirdest outcome anyone could have predicted. The Witcher Season 4 thinks it's about legacy, passing the torch with dignity, moving forward while honouring the past. But what it's actually about is survival, the kind where you pretend everything's fine while the building's on fire and someone's playing a lute in the corner. Henry Cavill left, Liam Hemsworth arrived, and the show's solution was to digitally erase Cavill from earlier seasons like some kind of prestige TV memory hole. They put his name at the very bottom of the cast list. They replaced him in flashbacks. It's petty and weird and honestly kind of insulting, but somehow the season still works. Let's talk about what actually works, because I wasn't expecting to say this. Season 4 is the most entertaining The Witcher has been since the first season. Not because it's smarter or tighter, it's still a beautiful mess, but it's a mess with energy, with new characters who feel like they wandered in from a better show. Leo Bonhart, played by Sharlto Copley, who clearly got the memo that he's allowed to be completely unhinged. Bonhart is a sadistic bounty hunter who kills witchers for sport, and Copley is having the time of his life. He's theatrical, brutal, and the kind of villain you hate but also secretly love because he's doing exactly what the show needed. Then there's Regis, a vampire barber surgeon played by Lawrence Fishburne, who brings this quiet, winking gravitas to every scene. He's funny without trying, dangerous without posturing. His flashback is animated, which feels like the show finally figured out that weird is better than safe. And James Purefoy as Stefan Skellen, the Nilfgaardian spy master who's playing 4-dimensional chess while everyone else is learning checkers. Every line he delivers feels like a threat wrapped in velvet. These three elevate everything around them. They make the show feel alive in a way it hasn't since Geralt became the Butcher of Blaviken. The Hansa plotline is where the season finds its rhythm, Geralt's little adventuring party, its fellowship of the ring energy, but with more sarcasm and fewer hobbits. You've got Geralt, Jaskier, the elven archer Milva, the dwarves Zoltan and Yarpen, Regis the vampire, and eventually Cahir on his redemption arc. They banter, they fight, they get drunk on mandrake juice and share traumatic backstories. It's the found family trope done right because the show actually lets it breathe. There's even a flashback episode with a musical number. Sounds terrible, right? But it works because it's framed as Jaskier's story, not the show being clever for its own sake. The battle for the bridge is messy and illogical in all the ways fantasy battles are, but it's also fun. Geralt gets knighted, Cahir gives a speech. For a moment, the show knows what it wants to be. Then Jaskier climbs up to join the fight, gives his own speech, and immediately climbs back down for no reason. It's baffling. Like someone lost a script page and just kept filming anyway. And then there's Ciri. She spends the entire season with the Rats, a group of thieves so aggressively unlikable that their death scene becomes the most satisfying moment of the season. They're annoying, boring, and have zero chemistry. The show knows this, because when Leo Bonhart finally tracks them down and slaughters them one by one in gloriously brutal fashion, it doesn't feel like tragedy. It feels like relief. Watching Bonhart destroy the season's most frustrating subplot was genuinely cathartic. Like the show finally admitted that not every storyline deserves to be saved. Ciri survives, obviously, gets taken prisoner. And you're left wondering what she's been doing this whole time, besides waiting for the plot to remember she exists. Which brings us to Liam Hemsworth. He's not bad. He's just not Henry Cavill, and that's not his fault, but it's impossible to ignore. Cavill was Geralt, his voice, his stillness, his ability to say everything by saying nothing. Hemsworth is softer, more emotional. He smiles more, talks more. He's a nice guy, Geralt, which feels fundamentally wrong even when it's fine. His accent wavers, some lines are hard to understand, and the digital erasure of Cavill makes the whole thing feel petty. But here's the truth, by the end of the season, I stopped noticing. Not because Hemsworth won me over, but because the show got good enough that I stopped caring. The Hansa was fun, Bonhart was electric, Regis was perfect. And somewhere in all that, new Geralt became fine, not great, not Cavill, but fine. Maybe that's the real story, not that The Witcher survived recasting its lead, but that it survived by accident, by stumbling into better characters, better pacing, and a willingness to stop taking itself so seriously. It's still messy, still uneven, but it's no longer pretending to be something it's not. I think about Geralt a lot, not Hemsworth's version or Cavill's version, but the idea of Geralt, a guy who doesn't pretend to care more than he does. Who just gets up and does the thing because someone has to, who carries the weight quietly without asking for applause. Maybe we need that right now. Not the prophecy or the destiny, just someone who shows up tired and does it anyway. And maybe that's the closest thing to heroism most of us manage. So yeah, The Witcher Season 4, better than it had any right to be. Still kind of a mess. But a mess with Lawrence Fishburne as a vampire and a villain who kills annoying characters on our behalf. I'll take it. If overthinking Netflix shows is your thing, I'll be here. Next video's already in the works. Go stretch, drink some water. The algorithm can wait.